I've tried to film this video 3 times. Third time's the charm, so let's lock in, right? This is your winning season that's approaching right now. I know you see this trend in your life where you see it go up and down so much, but you've been in such a downward spiral for months and months on end. You've been wondering why that is. You're doing all the right things. You're surrounding yourself by the right people. You're trying to get in new environments. You're trying to open these doors. You're trying to build these opportunities, and nothing's coming your way like you thought it was. And this video is going to be your explanation why and what you can do and what's going to happen to you in these last 5 months of the year. All right, so lock in. Things have not gone your way because it's like a breathing into your new life, right? In order to go into your new life, you have to let go of your old one. And how that's so difficult is because not only do you have to change your habits, not only do you have to change, your mindset, your nutrition, your physique, literally everything. You have to be, developing all these things in your life. But next thing you know, you have to change the people in your life and the experiences you're going through on a day-to-day basis. So this is where it gets tricky. Listen to me. You haven't seen the progress that you wanted this year. It's been the hardest year of your life. You're losing motivation. You're losing drive. You're not who you remember who yourself to be. You feel like you're losing yourself. You feel like you're just losing all year. It's a season, right? God gives his biggest battles to his toughest soldiers. And you have to understand that life will spit you up and chew you out, but it'll create a new man. It'll create someone that's been battle tested, that's been put through the fire so you can be forged. And this is the hard part, right? Because you can be such a good person. You can be giving so much to your craft. You can be giving so much to God, your experiences, everything you want out of this life. But if it's not made to happen, you have to wait. You have to wait. And everyone can go with like that mindset of like brute force. And I'm with it. I think you should work hard and I think you should be dialed, but it's on God's timing. It is on God's timing. And that's the hardest thing to understand. You can wrap your mind around it. You can be like, God, I'm doing all the right things. God, I'm not going out anymore. I'm not having sex anymore. I'm not looking at this anymore. I'm not drinking anymore. I'm not smoking anymore. You can be giving up all these lustful actions and all these desires. But if you're not staying patient with God's plan for you, it's just never going to happen. God has such a masterful plan for you, and he's going to open doors when it's meant to happen. So like if you feel that wind coming, you feel that opportunity actually starting to open up in your life, it's important that you trust the process. You pull yourself back into focus. You pull yourself back into who you need to be, and you stay focused. You continue doing the actions. You continue being positive. You continue to be affirmative of what you want out of this life. It's so easy to get knocked down when nothing is going your way. It's so easy to turn resentful and be like, screw life. I'm just going to, crash out and just do whatever I want. It's so easy to have those thoughts and to feed into those thoughts, but that's where most people go wrong. Right? When you're getting continuously slapped in the face and nothing's going your way and life is just like stomping on you and you don't know why, that is your season of growth, and you have to go through it in order to transcend into the next version of your reality. In order for a man to feed into his truest purpose, he has to hone in into that being, right? And how you do that is by suffering. Throughout history, the greatest people in the world have suffered. Throughout history, the people that made the biggest impact, the biggest legacy, suffered more than the next man. And I understand, I get it. This life is hard. We don't have everything that that you could have. I get it. I know you feel those desires. I know you feel that potential. I know you feel those thoughts. I'm right there with you, and I wish I wasn't, but I am. But you have to trust God's timing. And I know I keep saying that, but it's like, you can't force these things to be in your life. You can't. You could have the best energy. You could be putting in all the inputs. You could be getting the results. But if you're not simply trusting God and you're not giving it to him, surrender it to him. Say, God, I want this, but I understand that if I am not worthy of it, or if you think I'm not ready for it, and I just don't have what it takes right now to get it, then hold me from it. Hold me from it. And then that's when everything will change in your life. The first time I heard that, I honestly got pissed off. My stepdad told me that. He was like, Gage, you have to trust that God has a plan for what you want coming. And I was pissed. I was working 12 hours a day. I was seeing no results. I was stuck in the house by myself. I was pissed, bro. But I trusted God's plan. I kept showing up every single day. I kept doing the things that people made fun of me for. I kept being cringe. I kept being broke. And eventually, I was able to pull myself out of that hole. Eventually, I was able to surrender it to God, and I started seeing progress. That's the hardest part. But that's the transformation that you have to be willing to go through. You have to be willing to go through it. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable, and you have to be willing to give it up for your future self in order to gain the truest version of yourself. There's a song I heard in church on Sunday. It was Always on Time, Elevation Worship. After this video, you should go listen to it and just put your headphones on and just sit there and just in silence and listen to it. And just listen to the lyrics. I haven't cried in church in probably months. And I heard that song and it resonated with me so much. God's always on time. Continue to strive, continue to prosper, continue to be the truest version of yourself. Have a positive attitude that you show up with every single day, and it's going to work itself out. You can only be there for so long. And it's so hard to pick yourself up when you feel that way, and I completely feel it. I feel it every single day. I feel those emotions too. I'm not subject from them. But the one thing that I will always keep in the front of my mind is that God has me. God's got me. God's got you. God's got everybody. And this is just part of your story, and you have to continue writing. And there's going to be ups and downs, but guess what? You control the pen. Guess what? You control the mindset. Guess what? You control the attitude you show up with every single day. Guess what? You can give it to God. Everything is more in control. Pull yourself into the present moment and free your mind. Free your mind and go and get what you truly want when you give it to God. I love you guys. This is episode 1 of On Go. Episode 1 of On Go. I'm so excited to go with this and just push forward, push through all the pain, push through all the trials and the tribulations, and continue to put out messages like this. And I don't care how many people watch them. I'm just going to do this to document my growth, and I hope you come along with me and listen to what I have to say, and hope it moves you. So if you've been all the way to the end of this video, drop a comment, blow this up, just send it to one of your friends. Do whatever you got to do. But other than that, man, continue to strive, continue to trust God with your journey. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do. But when you finally give up and surrender and stop pushing so hard for things that aren't meant to come to you, that's when you truly gain the life you've always